I have no clue how this has happened, but it has been over half a year since I built your ridiculous redstone ideas that you submit to me on Twitter. So today I'm going to try my best to build 10 of them. So as you can see, I sent out this really pleasantly worded tweet just asking people to send over redstone contraption ideas that I was going to be building inside a video. And within 49 seconds of that tweet being posted, I took this screenshot right here, in which the mining kids said no. They weren't going to be submitting anything. They didn't want any form of build of theirs or idea of theirs to be featured in the video. So despite them, I have built this. A big flashing sign that says nope. So even though they specifically responded to my tweet to say that they didn't want to send over a redstone contraption, they are now in my video. I hope you're happy. The Red Panda 14 requested I build a rocket ship. Now originally, obviously, I was going to create some form of flying machine. It was going to fly up into the sky, but there's actually quite a few flying machines in today's episode. So instead, I decided to do something just a little bit different. This is my rocket ship, and it is powered by mushrooms. Now I have to say, alright, it may not be as dramatic as an actually flying rocket ship, but I'd say it still looks pretty impressive, don't you? Oh, I should also mention we've got some rocket flying sound effects as well. You know, that was a cool detail that, well, it appears to be quite quiet. YS Boom has asked for a live subscriber count for Mumbo Jumbo. Now this was incredibly difficult, so obviously, you know, actually getting that data from YouTube and inputting it into the system and doing some serious redstone work has been very complicated. But as you can see, it is working, and well, I mean, we're going pretty well. We're gaining a subscriber approximately every second. In fact, it seems to correspond really nicely to this hopper clock over here, but I can promise you, it is genuinely connected into the internet, and this is my genuine live subscriber count. On to the next one. Enderjuice has requested that I build a spoon flying machine. Now I have to say this is actually a little bit challenging because, as you guys know, I'm not the best at building flying machines, but this is what I've created. Now, looking at it again, I built this yesterday. It definitely resembles more of a scorpion than a spoon, to be honest with you. But there is some level of spooniness there in a sort of kind of way. And if we ignite the front of this observer, we should see that yes, it does actually fly, amazingly enough. And it is travelling through the sky, both elegantly and gracefully. James has actually come up with a really specific contraption that I think is genius, which is a staircase that's impossible to walk up, and if you try to walk up it, it just pushes you back down. So I did a little bit of redstone work, and if we run up here, you can see that, lo and behold, if we walk up our staircase, it will activate and we will get launched back down to the bottom. Now, as you can see, this was a little bit of a headache in terms of the redstone. It's nothing too complicated. We just have a double piston extender. We also have like a pulse extended retraction of these stairs right here so that none of the blocks get pulled around too much by the slime blocks. But yeah, there's quite a bit going on. So thank you ever so much, Epic James, for the suggestion. James, your suggestion was epic. By far one of the most frequented suggestions that I got in all of this Twitter thread was build a fidget spinner in Minecraft. Now I thought to myself, you know, this is perfect. This is a massive craze right now. I could put the fidget spinner in the thumbnail. I could say 1,000-mile-an-hour fidget spinner in Minecraft, just go crazy with it. So I built this thing, and if we hit this button right here, you can see that, yeah, I mean, that happens, and then that happens. I destroyed it. Much like I want to destroy pretty much all fidget spinners and all the fidget spinner videos that I seem to keep seeing. Reen and suggested that I build a working yo-yo. Now, I actually spent a ton of time on this. I really wanted to make it perfect. I went through a ton of different designs and everything like that. None of the ones that I thought of were working. And I ended up with this, which isn't particularly glamorous. It is kind of a working yo-yo. There is the yo-yo going yo and then yo. I think that's the terminology that you're meant to be using. But as you can see, there are some stop and start stations which I couldn't really get around, which is a bit of a shame. So I kind of challenge you guys to try and create an awesome yo-yo. I'd just like to see if you could do it. Just as a little bit of context, on the Friday I sent out this tweet asking for redstone contraptions, and on the Saturday I released my What's Inside an Iskall video that I had recorded on the Monday, so way before this tweet was sent out. But the Mechanist 111 has asked me to make a massive What's Inside an Iskall. Here is the Iskall from Saturday's video, and I have to say, this has got me a little bit scared. Either this person is from the future and they knew what video I was going to be releasing the next day, the day after they sent that tweet, or alternatively, they've been camped outside my house watching the videos that I've been recording. Both those options are quite scary, so I'm going to ignore them both and just say if you do want to see this video, I'll put a link to it down in the description. Jan Siegmund asked me to build a toaster, so here is the toaster right here. Now I have to say, A, I haven't decorated it particularly very well. It's a little bit of a boring and bland toaster, but more importantly, B, I haven't actually tried this thing out, so this is going to be new for me. But if we flick this lever right here, I mean, it's pretty burnt toast. I'd be a little bit upset if my toast came out looking quite that dark, but we have to admit, that was a very good and very rapid toasting pop-up, wasn't it? Awesome. Tarek has asked me to build a tree that opens itself a bit like a trapdoor. Now, believe it or not, this is actually something that I get asked quite often, to build hidden tree entrances and everything like that, and it's actually something that I've done in the past. First off, it was one of my most successful early Redstone videos, but then recently I came back to it and built this absolutely tiny design right here, which I did a full tutorial on, as well as all of these other hidden entrances. And I'll put a link to that video down in the description if you do want to check it out. But here it is. The tree opens up and you can drop down through a bit like a trapdoor. I hope that satisfies you. So we have it, guys. That rounds up today's episode of me building your silly redstone contraption ideas. I guess the next one will be coming out in 6 months or so, which is strange, as that is almost 2018. That is horrifying. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and by the way, check out the latest film on the filming channel. I'm happy with it. I think you guys will enjoy it as well.